After being on break for about a month, One Piece chapter 1072 has finally arrived. The latest chapter kicks off with the Germa mini arc, where the flashback of Mads continues with Queen preparing viruses, Judge making his spear, and Caesar creating a devil fruit. The chapter starts with a narration from Vegapunk's journal during Mads' time. It's not a flashback, only a text during the present time. Vegapunk said that even if the world doesn't accept it, he views her as a real human. He said that this experiment will be their first step toward peace. During that time, Bonnie turns herself into a kid and pretends to cry to gain Vegapunk's sympathy. However, when Vegapunk comes near Bonnie, she turns herself into a very buff adult version. She looks bloated like a balloon. It seems Bonnie's powers can allow her to turn herself into different variations of her future self. Bonnie knocks Vegapunk's ages out of him in the form of sparkling jewels, then she turns Vegapunk into a baby that can talk, probably thanks to his genius brain. Vegapunk says he can't tell Bonnie the reason why he turned Kuma in the past, because that reason will cause Bonnie great pain. That's why Vegapunk promised Kuma he will never tell Bonnie the truth. At the same time, we also see what is happening in the Red Port, where the real Kuma is trying to climb the Red Line but he's shot down by the Marines. After their argument ended, for now, Bonnie turns and encounters something that Vegapunk tells her to not go, since it has nothing to do with Kuma. However, she sees a room with a bear paw at the door. Bonnie walks toward the door and destroys the lock by aging it up. This ability is similar to Shinobu's ability in Wano. In the middle of the room, Bonnie sees Kuma's bear paw-shaped energy. During that moment, we then get a flashback with Vegapunk, and Kuma who wears a white patient clothes with no hat, showing his hair and glasses. Vegapunk told Kuma that a scientist in the West Blue discovered that humans weigh 21 grams less after they die, which might be the weight of a human soul. He also explains that Kuma's paw fruit ability turns intangible things into something tangible. For example, Kuma can transform pain by turning nerve signals into tangible energy that he can push out of a body, so by extension, Kuma should be able to do the same with imagination thoughts or even memories as well. Vegapunk wants Kuma to try and bring out his own memories, because he wants to know the weight and size of human memory. However, Kuma doesn't want to do that since it's embarrassing, but Vegapunk begs him for the sake of science. Back to the present, Bonnie enters the room with the bear paw at the door. As Bonnie walks towards it and is about to touch the energy, Vegapunk tells her not to touch it as it is Kuma's pain, but Bonnie replied that she knows her father's ability and this is not pain. After which Bonnie extends her hand to touch the energy, and all of this was happening around the same time, when the Navy soldiers at the Red Port were trying to stop Kuma from reaching Mary Geoise. We then go to where Sakar and the others are, and they've noticed that Lucy and his group have passed the security. And even though Zoro is there, they are currently at a disadvantage. Suddenly, in a double spread, it's revealed that the four Seraphim came up to the labo as well despite receiving no order. It's revealed that the Seraphim's personality allows them to react and make decisions on their own to adapt to battle situations, so they come up to assist CP0 by themselves. However, this is not what CP0 wants, since Vegapunk still hold higher authority than them. On the other side, we see Edison and Lilith run out to try and take back Seraphim, and Sanji and Frankie go to assist Zoro and Brook. Meanwhile, at the labo, Kaku is using his awakened form, which is similar to Lucy's. Kaku's human beast form now has dark flame hair and a stream of floating dark fire wraps around his shoulders. He uses some old attacks like Bigun, but he also uses a new attack called Kyoku Bigun, which is extreme nose pistol. However, Zoro overpowers Kaku and knocks him down to the ground easily, while Brook protects the Thousand Sunny. At the same time, Lucy orders Seraphim to destroy the labo before Vegapunk can come out. The four Seraphim start attacking the labo building together. However, suddenly Kaku's neck is bitten by someone and Kaku falls asleep. On the last page of the chapter, we discover that the one who bit Kaku is 𝙲𝚙𝚎, who has vampire-like wings and fangs. Her true identity is revealed as the clone of Miss Buckingham 𝙲𝚙𝚎, one of the Rock Pirates members. 𝙲𝚙𝚎 is the first successful human clone of Mads, and as the chapter concluded without a break next week, her only words were, "I just made Kaku go to sleep, Lucy, now I need you to sleep as well." When reading about how Kuma used his memory as a part of Vegapunk's experiment, could this mean that we are one step closer to having a reunion between the Straw Hats and Kuma, as well as Bonnie fully understanding why her father let Vegapunk do what he did to him? Also, if the fact about 𝙲𝚙𝚎 is true, then doesn't this confirm that Oda can make clone versions of other certain characters, including Whitebeard and Ace? Well, I don't know about you guys, but what do you think of this chapter? If you have any opinions about this topic, then please tell me in the comments section below. And that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I also asked you to subscribe to help us. It will also help us to grow more, and if you like, please subscribe.